Breaking news. On December 5th, 2011, the case of Virgil D., also known as Guthrie v. Stephen Howards, was granted a writ of certiorari. This case started back in 2006 when Stephen Howard was accompanying his son to a recital at the Beaver Creek Mall in Beaver Creek, Colorado. On his way into the recital, Howard stopped to take a phone call on his cell phone. At that time, Vice President Dick Cheney was exiting the same mall and was speaking with some local citizens. Mr. Howard said into the cell phone, "I'm going to ask him," referring to Vice President Cheney, "how many kids he has killed today," referring to the U.S. war in Iraq. A member of Cheney's security detail overheard this comment and assumed that Howard was referring to the war in Iraq. The security detailman then informed another agent about the comment, and all fellow agents remained observant and monitored Howard. Howard waited in line to talk to the vice president, and when it became his turn, Howard said to Cheney that his policies in Iraq are disgusting, and Cheney replied with a "thank you." And as Cheney left, Howard touched Cheney's shoulder with an open hand. Howard claimed this to be an open-handed pat on the shoulder, but the agents who witnessed this claimed that it was more of a forceful touch or slap. After this, Howard went to the recital, and on the way out of the recital, Howard was approached by Special Agent Raquel, who showed Howard his badge and asked to speak with him, but Howard refused and tried to leave. At this point, Special Agent Raquel stood in front of him and accused him of assaulting the vice president, and then Howard told him, "If you don't want people sharing their opinions, you should have him avoid public places." Raquel took offense to that and asked Howard if he assaulted the vice president, which Howard denied the accusation. Then Raquel asked him if he had any physical contact with the vice president, which he also denied. Then Raquel arrested Mr. Howard in the accordance of 18 U.S.C. 1001, which is the Crimes and Criminal Procedures. He took him into federal custody for assaulting the VP, Dick Cheney, and Mr. Howard was turned over to local authorities, was detained, and charged with harassment. Over time, the state harassment charge was dropped and no federal charges were filed. This case was brought to the Supreme Court because Howard's brought in a stare decisis to the district court. The case of Bivens v. 6 unknown named agents against Raquel for arrest without probable cause and in retaliation for his exercise of his right to free speech. The district court in Colorado's oral argument for Raquel argued that he, as a special agent, had qualified immunity as a federal law enforcement officer, which should shield him from the lawsuit, and it was also his duty and his responsibility to protect the vice president. The district court determined that the qualified immunity precluded judgment from the district court. Then it was approved to the 10th Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals, with Raquel still going for immunity from the lawsuit. Court of Appeals affirmed the district court's decision and ruled the special agent did not qualify for immunity from the case. The Court of Appeals dismissed Howard's Fourth Amendment violation charge since he did lie to the special agent about contact with the vice president, but Court of Appeals did not dismiss the First Amendment charge brought up against Raquel. Then Raquel claimed that the denial of immunity threatens to interfere with the life or death decisions of the VP. So Special Agent Raquel and his attorney petitioned the SCOTUS to reverse the decisions of the lower courts. The opinion of the court ended up being an unanimous decision for Raquel. Justice Clarence Thomas delivered the opinion of the court that yes, Raquel does have qualified immunity from Howard's First Amendment claim because there is no clearly established right to protection from retaliatory arrest when there is probable cause for that arrest. That is all the news we have for tonight. Tune in tomorrow and good night.